line of railroad near Ball Crossing Road. Our 14th Regiment is placed upon the right of General Sherman's brigade, which honorable post, I think, has been assigned to those who are well able to hold and defend their position to the last. We were reviewed twice in the brigade, once by General McDowell, when Honest Abe was present and paid us the compliment of saying that our regiment was the best looked and drilled, the best any in the side of this Potomac River. You may have perhaps read in some papers that the 14th were all cowards. And our colonel informed us he had read that the 14th refused duty considering their time of service, which was expired. Colonel Sherman planted his artillery upon our parade ground, threatened to fire if we did not return immediately to duty. We were not brought under subjecting so easily. We drew up McQuaid's battery, as we called it, consisting of old wagon wheels upon which were mounted some old cracker barrels in defense of our artillery. Colonel Sherman then sent an order for Colonel McQuaid to remove the awful mess from the ground. That is, it was no use for him. He could not scare us into do it. As soon as we were satisfied that we were fast and as cheerfully returned to duty, which we tended to perform faithfully, we are expecting hourly a march to the field. I am at loss for any news this time, and shall close expecting you will answer as soon as I'm anxious to know from what part of Lewis County. Give my respects to friends and general, especially friends and family. And I remain, as ever, respectfully yours, William Rothwell. Now, Bill, he didn't have an education. He couldn't read, he couldn't write, but he had friends. So they wrote for him. And these are the letters that they wrote at home for the Arthur family. Yeah, Arlington can you say something about the Arlington Heights?
Thank you. My perspective is going to be more of a general backdrop of all of this. Noel's given you a lot of very specific information so far. The Civil War is probably the central thing to our history as a country. It defined us for who we are. We went from a collection of states to a one unified country after the war. The major issues were slavery, which had to do with economics. 80 to 90% of our wealth was based on a slave economy, either in the South, what the North produced because of the cotton and other commodities that came out of the South. The North was industrial, the South was all agrarian. The political systems were so far apart it wasn't funny. The North was free states, some was abolition, some people believed in abolition, was a minority. Most people just didn't care. They just wanted to have their lives and wanted to go on with their lives. And in the South, of course, it was predominantly slaveholding, yet most people were not slaveholders, only the wealthy. The social issues were, some people in the South wanted to bring